He or she must gather relevant information and then decide how to craft the thesis statement. Formulating a well-informed thesis gives the writer credibility with the audience and helps him or her become an expert on the topic. Today we will discuss what sources writers use when conducting research and gathering information for their essays. Knowledge is power. In order to take a stance on an issue or to make a claim, a writer must be informed. You need to gather information about the issue and its opposing viewpoints, analyze it, organize it, and then formulate a strong opinion. Without valid facts and information to support your thinking, your claim may not be accepted or taken seriously by others. Let's revisit S. Beth Atkins' article about the children of migrant workers. Picking crops is very hard work. The hours are long and the positions uncomfortable and awkward. While some growers treat their workers well, others pay poorly, withhold earned pay, or do not adhere to pesticide and sanitary regulations. By coming in contact with crops that have been sprayed with pesticides, as well as with pesticides that drift from nearby fields and from spraying planes, field workers are exposed to hazardous chemicals and risk developing acute skin and eye problems, chronic headaches, and cancer. Despite these problems, field workers are generally keep a positive attitude. The pay is better than in Mexico, and obtaining work is uncertain, so migrant workers want to ensure that they and their families will be hired again. Nearly 20% of all pickers are under 18 years of age. Agriculture is the only industry in the U.S. that legally employs children under 16. Because families need the money and because parents have no one at home to take care of their children, young children are seen beside their parents picking crops, arranging strawberries in a box, or tying up packages of vegetables. If children are under the legal age limits, 10 for strawberries and potatoes and 12 for all other crops, they are not considered to be working, but rather helping out. 9-year-old Jose Luis Rios lives with his large extended family in a small house in Las Lomas, California. All of his relatives work in the fields, including his brothers and sisters. Jose Luis is often taken out of school to work alongside his family. The owner of the land where the Rios family works has been charged by investigators of the Labor Department for violating some 60 provisions of the Federal Migrant and Seasonal Agriculture Worker Protection Act. So just looking at this essay together, what facts are included? Maybe you saw nearly 20%. Maybe you saw that Jose was often taken out of school. Maybe you saw that the owner of the land was charged by investigators. How do you think that these facts are helping to persuade the readers? Where do you think the author found this information? How did she keep track of all this information when she found it? The author likely used many online sources to help create an informative and well-balanced argumentative essay. Let's review how we follow the APA format style to cite the sources we use. You will each have a copy of Citing My Sources. This particular version is APA format. Sometimes we use this format and sometimes we use MLA. In this format, you'll notice that the author of the article, website, or journal always comes first, followed by the year of publication, the title of the article, the title of the magazine or publication, the page numbers, and or the website or specific page where you got the information. Today during Writing Workshop, you will spend your independent writing time beginning to research your topic. Remember to take careful notes and cite your sources. Have your notebooks nearby so you can easily reference the information. On this handout, Organizing My Notes. Keep in mind, this information will help you create your thesis and develop your writing. Write down the facts or ideas on the lines provided, along with the name of the book, magazine, article, or website, and any page numbers that will help you retrieve the information during your workshop. It is important that you take careful notes to aid you in remembering the sources of your facts. We will be using the Anne Arundel County Library site as our research tool today. Once you have browsed to the aacpl.net website, the Anne Arundel County Public Library, it takes a minute to find where we need to go. You're going to start by looking at this menu here at the top. You're going to click on Research and Learn. Once you click on Research and Learn, you're going to browse down to the Homework Center. At the Homework Center, you're going to choose the first item, Reference and Test Preparation. On this page, there are several sources. We're going to start today with Kids Info Bits. This is where it's going to ask you to put in your library number. Have that handy and save it into your web browser. Today, I chose dress codes as my topic. I type it into the search bar and press enter. You'll notice right off that I have gotten several different items in return. I have not only magazines, but 37 magazines. However, right now it's only showing me the top 3. It also shows me what type of resource this is. A brief article is just maybe a paragraph. A whole article is just what it says, a whole article. You can tell the difference between the word counts. The brief article has 271 words, whereas the whole article has more words like this one with 667. There are also several news sources for this topic, 45 to be exact. Again, you only see the top 3, but you can click on the 45 to get more news sources. I'm going to click on dress codes, pros and cons. So in Kids Info Bits, there are several options, but let's just look at the things that you need to fill in your sheet. You need to know what is the topic of your site. Where did you get this information? So this magazine is called New Moon Girls. The title of this text is Dress Codes, Pros and Cons. The page number is actually listed right here because this is a magazine. It's on page 15. Then you would read and find your fact or piece of information. But here are some other really cool things on this website that you can use while you're doing your research. Number 1, you can listen. Number 2, you can highlight your notes and then send it to Google Drive, and it will save this whole article in your Google Drive so that you can reference it easily the next time around. The other great thing is the citation tools. So this will tell you exactly how you need to cite this source. If we look down at the bottom of the page, it's already giving it to us in MLA, which we'll use when we do our next research project. But for this one, we're using APA. So in that case, we're going to click on Citation Tools, and it will give us that sort of format. I highly encourage you to copy the exact citation you need and paste it onto a Google Doc. The expectation for today is that you come up with at least 4 different